Good morning, everyone. Good morning. Thank you for joining us. My name's Imelda Ceja. I'm with the California Alliance for Retired Americans. Why are we here? We're here to protect what's ours. On August 16, a commemoration to commemorate the 90th anniversary of Social Security. People across the country are gathering to protect our checks day of action. Rallies in communities nationwide will send a clear message. We will not allow Social Security to be at risk, while billionaires are rewarded with even more handouts. We demand Congress to protect our checks, our future. The time to act is now. We won't let down. When President Franklin Roosevelt signed Social Security Act in 1935, he called Social Security a cornerstone in a structure which is being built, but is by no means complete. We are here to build our legacy for 90 years ago, protecting Social Security, about protecting what we've earned, We will fight to defend it, just like we have for 90 years. Social Security is not just a policy, it's a promise. When President Roosevelt signed the Social Security Act, he made a promise to create level playing field for all Americans, ensuring a basic level of financial security for working people. Everyone on Social Security is someone, and someone who someone knows. By now, on the 90th anniversary of its rallies, to demand that Congress protect what families have paid into and worked hard for to protect our checks. Again, thank you for joining us on this important birthday. And with that, I would like to, let's fight. Repeat after me. Social Security is a human right. Fight. Let me hear you. Social Security is a human right. Social Security is a human right. Fight. Thank you. With that, I would like to introduce our special guest speaker. And we have two. John Bauman from Bowser Shananan. Give it up for John Bowser.
All right, Imelda, we even have a dog supporting Social Security. And I'm Bowser, so hey, I got company. But more importantly even than the fact that I am Bowser, formerly of Shananan, a lot of you are, how many remember Bowser, formerly of Shananan? Yeah, right, because we're all seniors, or most of us. Even Bowser over there agrees. But more importantly than that, today, I am the president of Social Security Works PAC and senior advisor to Social Security Works. We are live streaming events all over the country today, and this is actually the beginning of our live stream. So everybody, we're all on camera all over America, because people all over America are rallying to support Social Security. We are rallying everywhere. So we are going to have live streams from Pennsylvania today. We are going to have live streams all over America, coast to coast. And here we are in Bakersfield, California, in the 22nd Congressional District, where, yes, today we are going to celebrate the 90th anniversary of Social Security. The 90th anniversary of the program that has kept more American seniors out of poverty than any other program in American history. And Medicare is important in that regard too. But this week, it was actually the 14th. We're doing this on a Saturday because we wanted to give people the opportunity to come out on a weekend. It was 1935, August 14th, that FDR, with the assistance of his incredible labor secretary, one of the greatest women in American history, Frances Perkins, signed into law the Social Security Act that has transformed America. Understand this. Before Social Security was passed in 1935, over 50% of American seniors had incomes below the poverty line. We have fixed that with Social Security, and today we commemorate the most successful domestic program in the entire history of the United States of America. Yes. But the thing is, this birthday is a little bit different. We should be here celebrating the birthday of Social Security. In any normal times, that's all we would be doing. We would be talking about the expansion bills for Social Security that we need to pass. But right now, we're not just celebrating, we're also protesting here in front of the Social Security Administration office the massive cuts to Social Security that have been instituted just in this past few months. DOGE, D-O-G-E, came in, yes, boo, yes. DOGE came in and went through the Social Security Administration along with many other government administrations and cut at least 20% of the workforce out of Social Security, stressing the good men and women who work in this office to the point where they can hardly handle the phone calls, to the point where they can hardly handle the office visits. And before this happened, the Social Security Administration was already at a 50-year low of employment. Now, it was functioning really well. Here's the most important thing you need to know today. Do you know how many checks Social Security has missed sending out in its 90 years? The answer is zero. Zero. None. Social Security has never missed a payment. But we're in danger right now. We're concerned that Social Security works, as are all the big senior organizations, that Social Security might now miss its first payment in its 90 years. So we're here to fight that. And let me say, this has been fought successfully already. On April 14th, announcement was made that that phone calls into the Social Security Administration would be stopped by April 14th. We stopped that. You can still call into your Social Security Administration. The Social Security Administration announced that it was going to close 47 offices. We stopped that. Right. Because we know how to fight, don't we? Fight, fight. So far, so good. So far, so good. They have cut 7,000 jobs. Yes, it matters a lot. It matters greatly to the public, and it matters greatly to the people who work in the Social Security Administration. But we have been successful so far, and we're going to continue. What we have to do is show up. And today, we're showing up all over the country, just like I said, and I'm going to close with the way Bowser of Sha-Na-Na, my alter ego, would say it. Bum 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 dang a dang dang ding a dong ding. Protect our checks. All over America, let's go. Fight. Protect Social Security, protect the Social Security Administration. Thank you so much for coming out today. Everywhere, all over America.
When our Social Security is under attack, what do?
Fight,
Stand up,
fight.
fight back. Stand up, fight back.
Stand up, fight back. Stand up, fight back. Stand up, fight back.
Thank you. With that, I would like to invite Sam Hartman, a U.S. Army veteran.
Hi, everyone. My name's Sam Hardman, and yes, I am a veteran. And I want to thank everyone for showing up today. Very much appreciate that. While I am an Army veteran, I'm also an Army brat. I've fathered a Navy veteran, 2 Army veterans, And as a matter of fact, 18 members of my family have served the country at times of conflict, or those have paid the ultimate price. One in Vietnam, and 3 others when they came home as exposure to toxins during their lives killed them. And also, I'd like to say that service to this country is a concept I was raised on with and I believe in. Unfortunately, it's also a concept that the administration knows nothing about. While they complain about immigrants and Democrats to justify their dismantling of our country's support systems for those in need, many veterans still rely on the VA and Social Security for their service-connected illnesses, disabilities, and others rely on it for training and support. I've used the VA for the last 15 years to deal with my cancer. Also, the VA's provided me with training so I could work in the high-tech industry as a customer support engineer. The VA has also helped me get my first home, and Social Security is allowing me to stay in it as I'm retired now. All these benefits are commitments to the country that made to me, and I very much appreciate that. It's also been made to the other fellow veterans for their service to this country. I feel that what we've been done in the last few months and experienced on TV and in the news and whatnot is a betrayal to those that have served, such as myself and members of my family, all the veterans. Our nation once viewed its responsibility to the health, safety, and welfare of its people. Today it seems that we're on our own resources to manage our own health care, and the government's gearing up a national police force to control us through fear and intimidation. My wife had surgery in 2009, she needed surgery in 2009. We didn't have insurance. We were unable to make doctor appointments. We couldn't even offer to pay cash. They wouldn't see us without insurance. At that time, some of us may remember that there were 2 women in Southern California that died in emergency rooms because they didn't have insurance. I was real worried about my wife and what was going on at that time. And thank goodness health care kicked in through Medicaid. My granddaughter had to have 3 open heart surgeries because of a birth defect she had. Well, my son's insurance covered the first 2, but they denied the 3rd surgery and was going to just let my granddaughter die. Luckily, they were able to get Medicaid and got her the 3rd life-saving surgery. Both my wife and my granddaughter had their lives saved by public health care. My wife, after her treatment, has been able to nurture and care for our family, supporting me in my early period dealing with my disability, and my granddaughter will grow to be a healthy and have a meaningful life. All of which are the kinds of benefits that occur in a nation that takes care of its people. The current policies of this administration will have people dying for lack of health care, homeless for lack of support, and hungry due to lack of food production and higher food costs. These are all clear indications as to the fact that this administration knows nothing about service to the country and to the people in this country. The success in my life has come because of the support of a grateful nation, and I'm grateful for that support. I've tried to serve my country well and provide as best I could for my children and my 5 nephews. I could not have cared for my 5 nephews without the support of the government, and they all grew up in turn to be very productive contributors to our society and in service to the country and state. These policies have led to steady growth in our country's economy and my family's personal economic growth. My mother was forced to quit school in 6th grade to pick cotton during the Great Depression. So I've heard stories about how bad it was, and I have a good idea of that. Today, I have one kid with a doctorate, two kids with bachelor's degrees, one kid who's studying a law degree, another getting a bachelor's degree, along with a veterinary technician and two electrical technicians. The short-term help we have received has provided long-term stability for our family, and that's the vision this country needs. A long-term vision for the future that lifts people up instead of terrorizing them in the fields like we have seen in the news these recent months. Investing in people of this country is the best way to keep them from becoming homeless and to ensure they contribute to the nation's strength. With a healthy, cared-for family, stable employment, and the future of our kids. This has been proven to work, not only in my family, but the economic boost that occurred after World War II due to Social Security and the GI Bill, and overall improvement in our health care and our citizens, and the economic growth that we've seen since World War II. I stand ready to continue my service to this country, speaking out in the streets, courts, city council meetings, in activist groups, and with my family. I will resist this administration and the damage they are doing to our country as long as I am able, for my family, the country, and the innocent children of the world. Thank y'all very much.
All right, Sam. All right, Sam.
Thank you, Sam, for your service. Thank you very, very much. Hey, hey, ho, ho, billionaires have to go. Hey, hey, ho, ho, billionaires have to go. Hey, hey, ho, ho, billionaires have to go. Thank you.
At least they have to pay their fair share.
Yeah. Pay your fair share.
Pay their fair share.
Pay
Share.
fair share.
Pay their fair share. Pay their fair share.
Pay their fair share.
Now I would like to welcome my friend Tanya Salinas from the Kern, Inyo, and Mono Counties Center Labor Council. Tanya, thank you.
Good morning. Thank you so much for inviting me to speak today. My name is Tanya Salinas. I am the president of the Kern, Inyo, Mono Central Labor Councils. And, last night I was thinking about what can I say about a program that many are vulnerable really rely on. My grandmother was born in 1898. That means that she raised and worked during that Depression, raising her kids, right? The same thing, sorry.
There you go.
The same thing, with my mother who recently passed. She relied on her Social Security. And Social Security is not a handout. Social Security is a investment that you made during your working years, and that it's there to pay you back in your golden years. So I'm a writer, so if I may. Today we gather to celebrate a monumental achievement in the history of our nation, the birthday of Social Security, enacted on August 14, 1935. This program has transformed the lives of millions, providing a safety net for retirees, the economy, and the disabled and survivors. It has been a beacon of hope, assuring workers that they won't face financial hardship in their golden years or during unfortunate circumstances. Social Security stands as a testament to our values as a society, ensuring that every individual contributes to and benefits from a system designed for the common good. Not only does it reduce poverty among the elderly, but it also stimulates our economy by allowing seniors and vulnerable populations to spend money on essentials. However, as we celebrate this historic milestone, we must also acknowledge the ongoing need for protection of these crucial services. Social Security is not just a program, it is a promise to our citizens. We must advocate for the preservation of its integrity, ensuring that it remains accessible and effective for future generations. It's essential that we keep Social Security offices and services open. These offices are not just administrative hubs, they are lifelines for individuals seeking assistance and answers. Keeping them operational is vital to ensuring that seniors can receive their benefits, that disabled individuals have access to the support that they need, and that our communities remain strong. Now more than ever, we must rally our voices to protect this vital program Let us urge lawmakers to safeguard Social Security by ensuring equitable funding and access. Let's remind them that behind every statistic is a story of individuals working hard, contributing to society, and relying on Social Security in their most vulnerable moments. As we honor the legacy of Social Security today, let us commit ourselves not only to its protection, but also to its evolution. We owe it to our future generations to sustain and strengthen this critical program, ensuring it continues to serve as a pillar of support for all working families. Thank you so much for inviting me.
Thank you, Tanya. The people united will never be divided. 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 Thank you. With that, I would like to call my friend, Gilbert Garcia. He has a story to tell us. Gilbert?
Thank you, Melda. And thank you, Tanya. You know, Tanya put things in perspective for us. I'm a recipient of Social Security. I never thought that I was going to be a senior citizen. Yeah. I never planned to be a senior citizen. Yeah. You know, like many Americans, we do not save money for our later years. And that's because we just don't have the wealth. What we earn during our working years, we spend during our working years. So we're not looking towards the future until you start hitting 50, 55, and then you start looking forward. And you realize when you get that letter from Social Security at the age of 55, that tells you what type of compensation you're going to be receiving after working 30 years or so. That it dawns on you that guess what? How can I survive on that? You know, when we talk about Social Security in 1935, there was a reason why it came about. In 1929, the stock market crashed. What does that mean? That means that anybody that had any money and invested in the stock market, they invested in these companies that they thought were sure winners. And unfortunately, as the economy declined after World War I, these companies started laying people off, closing plants, and then people stopped investing in the stock market, and we had a crash. Does that sound familiar?
Yeah.
At the time, there was no safety net. Guys like Gil Garcia, when I retired after working, there was nothing for us. We were left out in the cold. Many men left their families. Some men committed suicide, and their brides became widows. Children were suffering because there was no food programs. There was no SNAP. Yes. The government realized after the stock market crashed that things even got worse, and something had to be done. It wasn't until the election of 1933 of FDR, in terms of Roosevelt, and I know he was a Democrat, and I don't hold that against him. I love Democrats just as much as I love independents. But the reality here wasn't politics. It was both Democrats, independents, and Republicans that came together and passed the bill in 1935. They realized we needed a social safety net system. Other countries already had done it. Germany, believe it or not, led the way. And that ended up not too good for us later on as we entered into World War II. As the start of World War II began in September 1st, 1939, and then the United States joined on December 8th, 1941. But for us as Americans back then, we realized in terms of leadership that something had to be done. And thank God the moral compass at that time decided the best thing to do was to create this system. It was just a beginning. And what we don't realize is that this system not only created Social Security as we know it for individuals that reach the retirement age of 65 and older, but it also created the aid to families with dependent children system. At the time, we called it a welfare system. So, and we found out later that system expanded into Medicare and Medicaid. So it was more than just a system to help individuals as a safety net system. It was a system to protect the health of Americans. Yes. One thing that dawned on me was what Ronald Reagan did in 1983. A Republican who stood up for America, who said, as I look, I see the demise of Social Security within 40 years, that the system that was set up needed to be sustained. It needed to be strengthened. And Ronald Reagan, during his administration, passed sweeping legislation to strengthen that system. Yes. Today, we pay 7.5% in taxes that cover Social Security on our paychecks. Our employer contributes 7.5%. So, but we see in that system that it was a system that was built for the people, by the people, and the people pay for it. It's not a charity system.
Earned benefit.
Earned
benefits.
Social Security is an earned benefit.
That's right.
Yeah, just like we pay for our insurance for our autos, or we're mandated to do that here in the state of California. We pay for Social Security. Although the current administration, unfortunately, wants to twist the narrative.
Again.
Why would they do that? Why would they impact 65 million Americans who rely on Social Security? So, as we look towards the future, we do not see a bright America right now. We're seeing a decline in jobs. We're seeing Medicaid being ripped away from people, that safety net system that was created under Social Security. We're seeing a demise of the investment that we made to secure American lives in terms of the quality of life. It's not slowly slipping away, it is rapidly slipping away. That's why events like this, with individuals that come to these events, are so important to get the word out, to get the truth in front of the public. I see some young people here, and I had the opportunity of speaking with them. I was just like them when they were young, but not as beautiful. But what I realized, if Social Security had been taken away, eliminated, by the time I could apply, it would have been gone. And then I look at, where would I be? Thank God I have 7 children.
Wow.
Yeah. If it wasn't for that, meaning I would have to rely on my 7 children. I would have to place a burden on their lives to take care of me financially.
Yep.
Yes. And tied to that, my health. If I had failing health, if I fell down and broke a bone, you know, I've slipped, I've torn my meniscus, my cartilage in my left knee. Yeah. That wasn't a that wasn't a good thing, because all I had to look forward to was, after surgery and they removed my piece of my meniscus, that cartilage that makes sure bone doesn't go on bone, that eventually I would have to have a knee replacement. Yeah. Who's going to pay for that without a Medicaid or Medi-Cal type program? Yeah. If it wasn't for Social Security, that wouldn't have existed. I would have never had the opportunity of having that medical to take care of me. My children would have to pay for it. That's not the America that we want. That's not the stress and burden that we want. And I just plead with the people that see this, that we have to do something, we have to stand up. We have to write our lawmakers, we have to call our lawmakers. We have to tell them how important it is. And more than that, tell the story of us as Americans and how Social Security has impacted our lives, how Medicaid has impacted our lives. And I just thank you.
Love that history,
Thank
too.
you.
When we need care, not another billionaire. We need care, not another billionaire. We need care, not another billionaire.
We need care.
Not another billionaire. Fight, fight, fight. Social Security is a human right.
Fight, fight, fight.
Social Security is a human right.
Fight, fight, fight. Social Security is a human right. Fight, fight. Social Security is a human right. Yes.
Social Security is free. Social Security isn't free money. Congress wants you to believe Social Security is too expensive. But billions of dollars for billionaires and corporate tax breaks. No problem. Let's get one thing straight. Social Security is earned, not gifted.
That's right.
And we won't let them gamble with our future. Protect our Social Security. Protect our Social Security. Fight, fight, fight. Fight, fight, fight. Fight, fight,
Fight, fight, fight, fight. Fight, fight, fight.
People united will never be divided. People united
will never be divided. The people united will never be divided. The people united will never be divided.
Bottom line, it's our money.
Right, that's right.
Bottom line, it's our money. Bottom
line, it's our money. Bottom line, it's our money. Bottom line is our money. Thank you, everyone, for joining us on this very important birthday. Social Security, we need to keep our benefits. We need to keep fighting. Please make those calls. Do what we have to do. We're not going away. We are definitely not going away. So thank you and keep up the fight. Thank you, everyone.
Yes.
Woo! Yes. Excellent.
Thanks for calling, Bowser.
All right, great job, everybody. Excellent. We're going to keep this live stream going all over the country. There are demonstrations that we're going to be cutting into. Understand that a lot of them are in swing districts, like we're very close to a swing district right here.
Yeah, we are.
Yep, a swing district that's going to get a little better when we pass the new lines for the ballot measure. How many think we need to pass the new lines for the ballot measure coming up on November 4th? Very important that we have to do that because, not to get too personal about this, but hey, hey, ho, ho, David Valadeo's got to go. Hey, hey, ho, ho, David Valadeo's got to go. Hey, hey, ho, ho, Valadeo's got to go. Hey, hey, ho, ho, Valadeo's got to go.
Hey, hey, ho, ho.
Valadeo's got to go, and the reason Valadeo's got to go was because he enabled all the problems that DOGE has created for the Social Security Administration, as well as the severe Medicaid cuts. We've already been here to Kern Medical, standing outside to protest the cuts to Medicaid that are going to close, especially rural hospitals, that are then going to overwhelm Kern Medical. So understand that David Valadeo, who pretends to be somebody who's moderate, has voted in favor of every cut to come down the pipe, to your earned benefits, to your Medicaid, and hey, hey, ho, ho, Valadeo's got to go. So this, like many other swing districts across the country, is sending out that message. Thank you all for coming here today, and Greece for peace.
I love your historical perspective. It's really valuable for people to know the history of that.
Hey, let's give it up for Zeppelin, our mascot. Yeah, Zeppelin. Woo! No, thank you.
It was nice meeting you, by the way. Pleasure. Running each other again.
We're not going anywhere.
Right, I know.
doing? You fired up? Okay, my name's Josh Henson, and I'm with Seniors Taking Action. I want to thank everybody for coming out on a sticky Saturday, and thanks to the other organizers, including the leaders of 1NJ7 and Social Security Works PAC and the American Federation of Teachers. Let's hear it. Okay. So, hey, it's the 90th birthday of Social Security.
Yay!
Happy
Isn't
birthday.
Social Security great? Yeah. Let's hope. So for 90 years, Social Security is making sure that most seniors and people with disabilities don't become destitute. We pay into Social Security in our working years, and then when we retire or we become disabled, they pay us back. Pretty amazing, right? But people can only access their benefits if they're staff in Social Security who answer their questions and respond to their requests. But the Trump administration has cut 20% of the staff in Social Security field offices like this one. We've heard from people who go to an office only to be told they have to come back and make an appointment, and the first appointment they can make is months away. And then there are people who call Social Security to try to make an appointment, and they're put on hold for hours. And some are cut off before they can even speak to a human. What's Congress done about this?
Nothing.
Not a damn thing, right. And that's not the only bad thing that's been happening, right? Trump and the Republicans in Congress have been gutting other critical federal agencies, including the Weather Service and FEMA. And they've cut other critical benefits, like health insurance and nutrition assistance that millions depend on. And they've drastically reduced funding for health research, delaying the cures for diseases like cancer and Alzheimer's. And why are they making these cuts? Huh? So they can give large tax breaks to the wealthiest Americans.
Shame.
So what do we need to do?
Fight
back. And we need to elect a Congress that will fight back.
Yes.
Fight for working people instead of billionaires. So when Social Security is under attack, what do?
Fight back.
Stand up, fight back. One more time. When Social Security is attacked, what do?
Stand up. Fight back.
And when Medicaid and Obamacare are under attack, what do?
Stand up. Fight back.
And when health research is under attack, what do?
Stand up. Fight back.
Damn right. Now I have the pleasure of introducing Merv Turner, one of the co-founders of 1NJ7, which is leading the charge in this congressional district to elect a better Congress, and specifically to replace Tom Kane Jr. Please give Merv a hand.
Hi everyone. Thanks for turning out on a hot, sweaty New Jersey summer's day. You know, as Josh said, I'm one of the co-founders of 1NJ7 with Maggie Savoca. We're an indivisible group. We're part of a grassroots movement that's focused on people-focused representation in our district. Right now, we don't have that. We have Congressman Tom Kane Jr. He is the privileged son of a famous name. In England, we call them trust fund kids. He's never had to worry about whether the rent gets paid, whether the check arrives on time, whether a Social Security payment will cover the month's groceries. And he talks the talk about protecting your benefits. But when the moment came, he voted for Trump Care.
That's right.
The one big, beautiful bill that would eventually strip healthcare coverage from 15 million Americans. A bill that will bulk up his trust fund. But those tax cuts are going to deplete our trust fund, the Social Security Trust Fund. Kane looked away when Doge slashed staffing at Social Security offices like this one over here, creating longer lines at offices like this one, long waits, more hardship for seniors and people with disabilities and veterans. Kane is complicit in all of this. But he's out there now. He's out there today, you can guarantee, talking to a carefully selected group of his constituents, parroting the party line and praising the most iniquitous piece of legislation in a generation. And you'll see it on his Facebook page later today, or you'll read about it in his crappy newsletter next week. But so do I. I hate that newsletter too. Yeah. Do you think he's talking to his constituents who are going to lose their Medicaid? No. Do you think he's talking to his constituents who are going to have to pay through the roof for their Obamacare coverage? No. Do you think that you think he's talking to seniors lined up outside Social Security offices? No. And do you think he'll face you in an open town hall to answer to all of this? No. Definitely no. He hides, he obfuscates. He's just a MAGA in sheep's clothing. But here's the truth, we have the power to change all this. This November we can send a message loud enough for him to hear all the way to Washington by voting for Mikey Sherrill and by maintaining a Democratic trifecta in this state. And in November 2026, that wave that we're going to build together will sweep Tom Kaine out of office and into the only retirement he's ever planned for, one funded by his family trust, not by hard work and service. So join that fight. Turn out those reluctant voters. We need them. I have flyers here. Actually, I just remembered I left them at home. We have flyers, but if you follow 1NJ7, you will see how you can help. And we have a handy-dandy QR code where you can sign up for action to turn out those reluctant voters we need to get to the polls in November.
All right.
Because this is our fight for Social Security, for Medicare, for the right to live with dignity in the richest nation on earth.
Right.
And let's make our voices so loud that they cannot be ignored. Not now, not ever, because this is what democracy looks like. 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 Thank you.
Great job.
Thanks, Merv. My name is Jennifer Higgins, and I am president of AFT New Jersey. We represent 30,000 pre-K to 12 and higher ed workers in the state.
Yeah.
We're the state's largest higher education union, and we represent the largest public school district in Newark. We are here today to stand up for the Social Security Act, the government program providing basic social safety net for retirees and the most vulnerable members of our communities. Labor is here today because the driving force behind the act was FDR's labor secretary, Frances Perkins. She understood that voluntary charitable organizations could never fully support the millions of Americans who needed basic economic security. She also understood that pooling resources to level the economic playing field for our most vulnerable, the elderly, the disabled, unemployed, and their families, was vital to achieving the American dream. Someone who understands that we're stronger together is my sister, Evelyn DeJesus, AFT's Executive Vice President and a lifelong educator. Here with me today to introduce Evelyn to all of you is my partner from AFT's Healthcare Division, Debbie White.
Hi everybody, my name is Debbie White. I represent 14,000 healthcare workers across the state. We are a healthcare union that is affiliated with the American Federation of Teachers. AFT has a healthcare arm, a very powerful healthcare arm. And it is my distinct honor today to be able to introduce a woman who traveled many hours to get here because she believes in the fight back. Evelyn DeJesus is the Executive Vice President of the AFT. She is a fierce advocate for the underserved, the underprivileged. She's an advocate for justice. And I would say all of those things encompass today's press conference. Evelyn got her start as an advocate when her child was exposed to asbestos. She led the fight in New York City against asbestos in the school and was the primary whistleblower in, and look this up, the asbestos scandal of 1993. She's amazing. She may be a fierce advocate, but she's such a sweet soul at heart. She's genuine, she's kind, and she has a heart for those people impacted by this big ugly bill it is my honor to introduce Evelyn de Jesus.
Social Security, I don't know where
Hold on.
I'd be.
Okay, hold on.
It's what
You're
I
good.
live on today.
I'll do you next. Hold on. Okay, so we're here in front of the Social Security Administration building in Bakersfield, California. Blissfully, it's not 110 degrees like it was the last time I was here, but it's still pretty hot. And we were pretty hot outside of this Social Security Administration, weren't we?
Thank you for being here with us, Bowser. You know, the thing that infuriates me about the wannabe dictator, I will not give him the honor of calling him, you know.
I think everybody knows his name by now.
Right. Anyway, but the thing is, it's our money. That's highway robbery. You ought to be in jail. Anybody trying to take our money. We paid into it all the years that we worked. It's our money.
So then sometimes I see in the middle of talking, and I'm like, oh, hey, good sign. So everybody sign over there. Okay. So we're here to protect our checks. We're here to protect Social Security. Social Security is not just a policy. It's a promise to the American people. Was the 90th anniversary. So let's give it up for 90 years of Social Security. Franklin Roosevelt did make that promise to the American people to create a level playing field for everyone. And right? If you aren't, at some point you'll be, you definitely know someone. So, that created with a national coalition called Our Economy. We're here with. And you know, we got our affordable PIPs here.
Rely on Social Security for the majority of their money coming in.
I rely on it. It is 90% of my income, 95%.
Right, exactly. This is hardly uncommon in America, and without Social Security, I wasn't necessarily expecting that severe of an answer, Mary Ellen, but
that's how bad it is, and it's like that for most seniors. They couldn't live without their Social Security, Bowser. They couldn't.
I understand that, and don't worry because it's going to be there, because we're going to fight for it.
Absolutely. And what we've got to do is remind Congress. You know, the problem with Congress is they're lucky. They don't have to pay into anything because as elected members of Congress, all their health care and all that is paid for by us taxpayers who give them their salary and the system that supports them. So now they want to cut us off? Give me a break. Congress, members of Congress, remember, we paid for ours. We also paid for yours. Don't cut us off.
True, but here's another point. Don't you think maybe we should elect better people to Congress?
Oh boy, do we ever. Absolutely. Let me tell you, we have got to elect Jasmeet Baines to run in place of that flake. And what a disappointment he's turned out to be. I think he's just too afraid to stand up for his constituents.
I will say this, hey, hey, ho, ho, Valadeo's got to go, went over pretty well here in front of the Social Security Administration, right?
Absolutely, absolutely. Regrettably, David Valadao has abandoned his constituents. He's afraid of Donald Trump.
And I can tell you another thing, that this so-called moderate, we're here with the Alliance for Retired Americans. CARA, actually, the California Alliance for Retired Americans, is helping put on this rally along with us at Social Security Works. And they put out a scorecard every year of members of Congress. And this so-called moderate, for all his time in Congress, do you know what his rating on the Alliance scorecard actually is?
Oh, it's bad. I can't remember the exact number, but it's bad.
It is 11% out of 100. In other words, 9 out of 10 times, David Valadao has taken a vote that is wrong for the seniors of the 22nd District, and yet he still walks around pretending that he's a moderate.
He's no moderate.
Every day in our communities, and we're fighting for our country. We're fighting for that promise of America and to each other, and the promise that FDR made to all Americans when he created Social Security. But it's not the only program that we need to keep fighting for, right? Medicaid, Medicare, SNAP, all of these vital programs that help American families like mine and like yours to just get by every single day. So, I am really, really honored to get to introduce our first speaker, who is representing AFGE, the federal government employees. It has been one of the bright spots of this, maybe dumpster fire of a year, if we're being honest, right? Who feels that? Anybody else feel that? Is that with Action Together, we have been honored to stand alongside AFGB members every single day. We are excited to keep doing that and working directly with them. So it is my honor to introduce Jessica LaPointe, who is AFGE Council 220 President. Jessica?
Can you hear me okay? All right. I am Jessica LaPointe, your resident social. Love this program so much. Make me the president. So I'm very grateful for that. I'm very honored to be here today in Wilkes-Barre, PA, the home of the Direct Operations Center and our dedicated field office workers in the field office. Where are my Social Security workers at tonight? All right, everybody give them a round of applause right now. So AFGE Council 220 represents over 25,000 Social Security workers in field offices, teleservice centers, card centers, in your communities across this great nation. I'm here from Madison, Wisconsin, where the Wisconsin idea gave birth to Social Security 90 years ago on Thursday. I'm here to tell you the truth about your program, because it's your money. Never forget that. It's not their money. Whose money is it? Ours! 90 years of having your back. For 90 years, Social Security workers have had this country's back. Through wars, depression, recessions, 9/11, pandemics, through every struggle Americans have faced, we have been there for you. We are mission-driven. Customer service reps, claims specialists, technical experts, benefit authorizers, decision writers, benefits and records technicians, IT specialists, quality reviewers, and more. We are a dedicated federal workforce. For 90 years, we've kept America's greatest anti-poverty success story alive. We serve widows, orphans, the elderly, disabled, every vulnerable soul in your families and in your communities, because you deserve respect and dignity when you apply for your earned benefits. Is it a handout? You earned it. You paid in your whole working lives. You have earned the services and benefits that we administer. And through 16 different presidents, we have stewarded your earned benefits. And we will be damned if we're going to let this one or anyone take it away from you. But the attack is real. After 90 years of success, the next 2 are not guaranteed. Listen, when I started in 2009, disability decisions took 2 months. Today, 8 months. It takes 8 months for your family and community members to get their earned benefits. Is that okay? No! Community members and your family members are dying while waiting for their earned benefits. Is that okay? No! In March of this year, they sent this so-called Department of Government Efficiency in to gut your Social Security workforce. They executed... Yes. He and the rest of them, the billionaires, executed the largest staffing cuts in SSA's 90-year rich history. And due to a decade-long understaffing crisis in the making, these were workers you could not afford to lose. Because listen, we're administering benefits, your earned benefits, to the baby boomers who are retiring at a rate of $10,000 a day. Where are my baby boomers at? Yeah, exactly. We affectionately refer to you at the Social Security Administration as the Silver Tsunami. We love you all, but there are so many of you, and there are too few of us.
Yeah, we do.
Thank you. It's mutual. Since July, they have been reassigning more workers away from your community-based field offices right here in Wilkes-Barre, across Pennsylvania, and the 57 field offices across this country. They closed one of them down, which you will hear about today. They're reassigning workers out, so you can no longer reach your community-based caseworker to access your community-based earned benefits. Is that okay? No! They're dismantling community-based service that has been the cornerstone of Social Security for almost a century. And they're hiding the data. They're hiding the data that shows the service declines. Do not let them hide that data. Right now, with too few workers to handle your claims and issues timely, benefits and services delayed, our earned benefits and services denied. And they're cherry-picking the stats, creating smoke and mirror improvements, shuffling staff around like deck chairs on a sinking Titanic ship.
Sounds like Trump.
Yeah, it does. It sounds familiar, doesn't it? While simultaneously stripping workers' rights and benefits, dismantling our union, and you talked about a dumpster fire, well, they took kerosene and doused it with it and lit a match. Employee morale is at an all-time low. Is this any way to treat hardworking, dedicated, extremely skilled, federal, unionized Social Security workers? So what's their plan? Does anybody know?
Take our money.
All of the above. A manufactured crisis? Claim the agency is beyond repair, bust our unions, replace skilled federal workers with contractors and AI, expose your private data, and take your $2.7 trillion surplus, your money from your hard work, from the sweat of your own brow, and privatize it all.
What about the billionaires? They need it.
Also, your corporate CEOs can make record profits off of your communities, off of your earned benefits. Shame. Repeat after me. Shame. That's right, it's shameful. But here's what they forgot. We don't work for them. Who do we work for? We work for you, the American people. We're Social Security workers strong. The workers that remain are not backing down. We refuse to abandon you. We'll have to pry this agency out of our cold grip. So raise your fist with me right now, everybody. Raise your fist. For 90 years, we've had your back. Right now, we need you to have ours. We need a worker and retiree movement so big they've messed with the wrong working and retired class America. Because when Social Security is under attack, what do we do? When Social Security is under attack, what do we do? Because who are we? We are Social Security strong. Repeat after me. Who are we?
Social Security strong.
Who are we?
Social Security strong.
Listen, who belongs to a union out there? All right, when I say who are we, I want you to shout out your union or organization's name. Who are we? AFGE. Who are we? AFGE. And what's disgusting? Union busting. So these are our demands. Fully staff our local community-based and support offices with skilled federal unionized workers, not robots, not contractors. Protect your private data, it's yours. Protect our unions. Make the ultra-wealthy pay their fair share so we can expand Social Security for another 90 years. This is personal for everybody. I'm a child of Social Security. My father died when I was 9. Social Security was there for me and my family, and the workers are here for you and yours. So stand with us. Stand with us now. Stand with us tomorrow. Tell the wealthy to pay their fair share and keep their grubby hands off our data, our benefits, our services, because we are back in 1935 as we will be in 2035. Social Security strong. Social Security workers strong. Union strong. Happy birthday, SSA.
All right, everybody, let's make some more noise for Jessica LaPointe. Make some more noise for all the amazing AFGE members here today. Make some more noise for all of our federal workers who take care of our communities and our families. Hands off Social Security. Hands off Social Security.
Hands off Social Security.
Hands off our unions.
Hands off our unions.
Hands off our unions.
Hands off our unions.
All right. Okay, so we're going to move on, and we're going to pick up on an important theme that Jessica just made, which is that Social Security is needed by all kinds of families and all kinds of people of all ages, right?
Except billionaires.
Well, except those billionaires. Actually, let's do a fun. This is my favorite exercise. Is anyone here a billionaire? No. Just any of you? Eddie Day, how much money you got? Not $1 billion? Eddie Day doesn't have $1 billion. So if there are no billionaires here, what do we think the billionaires' goal is? Do we think they care about all of us? No. Do we think those corporate CEOs care about our families? No. Do we think that billionaires deserve another tax break?
No.
Do we think that we deserve fully funded programs that take care of our families and our communities? That's right, we the people, and that is why we're here today. We're here to protect our checks, and we're here to protect our families, we're here to protect our workers, and we're here to protect Social Security. So, it is my pleasure now to introduce our next guest, who can speak to his family's Social Security story. And I'd like to welcome Sean Riley from Lackawanna County. Come up and talk. I don't know where he is. There you go, Sean. Make some more noise. That was 1 week. Come on. There we go. That's better.
How are we doing? Thank you so much. So once again, my name is Sean Riley. I live in Lackawanna County, and I'm a community organizer with Action Together, NEPA. Do we have any Action Together members? Let's hear it loud and proud. Love that. But I'm also here today as someone who has benefited from access to Social Security through my father. Now, I don't look like someone who you normally think of when you think of someone who benefits from Social Security, but that goes to show it is not just retirees. I was a child when I benefited from Social Security. That is, those who want to cut Social Security, that is who they are going after. They're going after children. My dad was a hard worker his whole life. And there were times he worked 2 jobs as he worked his way up to be an assistant manager. but he got severely injured at work, and as he was entering his 40s, he was nowhere near retirement age, and he was forced to retire early. He became disabled, and thankfully, you know, my mom was able to become a working mom. Shout out working moms out there. But thankfully, following its initial passage 90 years ago, Social Security has been expanded beyond just retirees after 65 by providing financial security for those who've become disabled. And because of this, we were able to make it by. We were able to keep our house. We were able to afford groceries. We could go to the doctor. We are asking our government to protect families today like mine and yours. Congress must protect financial security for working people, not billionaires. This is not a handout. Don't let anyone deceive you. This is not a handout. It is a hard-earned lifeline for millions of Americans. In fact, reports suggest that the system's trust fund may run dry by 2034, leading to a 15 to 20% reduction in benefits. How do we feel about that? I got an idea that might help. How about instead of taking away from hardworking American families trying to work hard just to make by, have enough food, pay the bills, how about we tax the billionaires? No more tax breaks for the rich. They don't need another jet. How about a break for the working class? Thank you very much. So glad to see all of you here today.
Give it up for Sean, everybody, for sharing his story. It is vitally important to lift up the story of all of our families, right? And I really appreciate Sean getting up and sharing that story because, again, Social Security is something that's needed by folks of every age group and all different kinds of families. So, are we going to keep fighting for kids who need Social Security? Are we going to keep fighting for parents who need Social Security? Are we going to keep fighting for retired folks who need Social Security? Okay, I thought so. I just wanted to make sure. I appreciate everybody indulging me. Now, here's the thing. Though I disagree with Sean about one thing. He said those billionaires, they don't need another jet. And I think that they must need another jet because they just got a huge tax break, right? Like, they got a huge tax break that was roughly, and I'm sure this was just a coincidence. I'm sure it was just a coincidence that that tax break that they got was roughly the same amount as was cut from Medicaid and SNAP, right? That was just a coincidence, everybody, right? I'm sure those numbers don't have anything to do with each other. But it might not have been a coincidence, friends. It's almost like that was done on purpose. And we have elected officials right now saying, well, we can't afford Medicaid. We can't afford SNAP. We're going to try to privatize Social Security because we can't afford it. Is any of that true? Is any single part of that real life? If we tax the rich and made them pay their fair share, we would have all of the things that we need in this country. So are we going to fight to make sure that happens? Are we going to fight to make sure that our elected officials know that we're paying attention? Okay, so the great thing is, as I mentioned, we have some elected officials here who are paying attention and who do have our backs. Now, it is a great honor to introduce our next speaker because so often we have elected officials and politicians who think they're doctors or nurses, right? They think that they can make decisions about our health care and who deserves health care. Do most of them have any qualifications to make those decisions? So I do know one who's qualified to do that. That's not the right answer. That's a wrong, that gets a check mark, a circle, and a line through it. You failed the test. I am honored to introduce Representative Bridget Kozarowski, who is serving House District 114 in our neighboring Lackawanna County, and who is, by the way, the only registered nurse in the PA House of Representatives. So, Representative Kozarowski, take it away.
Hello, everybody. Thank you for being here today. It is hot, it is August, but it's an important day to be here. Thank you to Jessica and Jess and Sean. I have a question, because there's lots of questions. We have lots of issues in Washington, D.C. with our federal government. But has anyone seen the Epstein files? Just curious. We're looking for them. There's some people that might be named in them, so no one has seen them. So I'm going to invite my fellow legislators up here with me, because we are a team. We work as a team. So I want Marty Flynn, Senator Marty Flynn, to come up here. I want Representative Kyle Donahue to come up here. I want Representative Jimmy Hedda and your own Wilkes-Barre here, Representative Eddie Day, particularly to be up here with me, because we are really blessed to be able to do what we do on behalf of all of you out here, and what you do for us in keeping the message alive. It's August, it's hot, it's Social Security's 90th birthday, but people got to pay attention, because when we start to see cuts and we start to see the things that are happening in our country, people are going to be scared. There's a lot of misinformation, but misinformation leads to fear, and we cannot let that happen. Social Security for countless families across this country is not just a government program. It is a lifeline. It is one of the most vital sources of income for retirees, people with disabilities, survivors of deceased loved ones. It is the foundation that supports their dignity, security, and peace of mind. And when we listen to people like Jessica and Sean, who benefit from Social Security, they don't look like a retiree. They were little kids, 9 years old, a boy that his dad had been forced to be into disability because he needed Social Security. They needed that to keep their family alive, to keep everything afloat. It is so important. It is a social network, a safety network that we pay into and deserve. This is not something we're asking for. And we talk about today, we talk about Social Security. On our end, what we do at the state level, we have to pay attention to Medicaid and Medicare and SNAP benefits. It's all under attack, and what you do here today out here on this hot August day sitting with all of us is vitally important to keep that message clear and to keep the people that need to understand how important this is. So we're really grateful for you being here with us today. Every Social Security is behind all of these Social Security checks is actually a person, and you all know that. Someone who's worked hard, someone who's raised a family, and I think it was stated earlier, they're vulnerable souls, people that need us. That's what you paid into. I see we are not for sale. We paid. You made an office. At the office, you made a payment in advance. A payment in advance, that's important. I see people out here who have worked 51 years. I think behind me was 53. Are you the longest one? 53, I don't know where that one is. But it's important. 53, how many years? 43. You earned this. It's a part of what you deserve to have to live your lives in peace and dignity. It's important. So that's why we're here today. That's why it's really important for us to make sure this is the main message here, is we must urge the representatives to prioritize well-being of American families. This is more about a policy. It's about people, fairness, respect, and protecting the economic security of millions of people who deserve and rely and are dependent on Social Security every single day. You have to make that message clear to our Congress. It is so important. They are not voting the right way. They are not voting the right way, and that it cannot happen. So it is important for you to be here. We are eternally grateful to be able to work on behalf of you all, and making us make sure that our message is clear and you keep us informed is vitally important. So happy birthday to Social Security number 90. Happy birthday. We need to protect it. We need to protect our checks, and we need to protect those who work for that. So thank you for being here today. We're really, really grateful, and I'm grateful to be able to work with this team to my right and left. I'm the girl, so let me talk today, to being the only girl here today, and the nurse. I am the nurse. So it's really important for me to spread that message, but I am eternally grateful to be able to work with the folks that are on my right and left. So you have a very good team in Harrisburg, and we are really grateful to be able to work for all of you. Thank you.
All right.
Thank you to Jessica.
Thank you, thank you, thank you. Thank you to all of our legislators who are here today. Thank you to Representative Kozarowski. Give it up one more time for Representative Bridget Kozarowski. Let's also hear it one more time for all of these elected officials behind me who showed up to show you that they care. Now, couldn't we use just a few more representatives at every level of government who care about their constituents? Isn't that what we deserve? Isn't that the bare minimum that elected officials are supposed to do, is care about the safety and well-being and health of their constituents? Are we going to keep pushing to make sure that Congress hears us? We deserve better, and better is possible. So we need to keep fighting every day in our communities to make sure that everybody knows that it doesn't have to be this way, and that we can protect our checks and protect Social Security. Am I right? Okay. So, you know what's been happening. You know that the cuts to the federal workforce are happening. You're hearing that Social Security offices are being shut down. The actual people, many of whom are right here with us today, are being replaced with AI. Do you think any of these people can be replaced really with AI? No! Are we going to stand up for these workers who are taking care of all of us? Yes! Are we going to demand that Republicans in Congress protect their constituents and ensure that we get the resources that we need? Yes! We all know someone who is reliant on Social Security. A lot of people probably are someone who is reliant on Social Security. So it is vital that we show up for ourselves, for our families, and for all of our neighbors here in Northeast PA, and not just take this lying down, right? Making our local Social Security Administration offices inaccessible impacts thousands of people across the country. But we're seeing it right here in our own communities. I came here today from Columbia County. I live in Bloomsburg. And let me just tell you, Bloomsburg is already feeling the impact of these cuts. So to talk about that, I would like to bring up Columbia County and Bloomsburg resident and amazing friend of mine, Jill Carlson, to talk about what's happening in Bloomsburg right now. Sir, you can ask them a question after we're done, okay? We have a plan here.
Thank you. Thank you all so much for being here today. Yeah, I just want to share with you what's happening in Bloomsburg, where I live. The Social Security office in Bloomsburg was closed 1 week into the new Trump administration. At the time, they announced that it was closed temporarily for repairs to the building. There's a sign on the door that said, "This facility is closed, no set date to reopen. Please call this 800 number if you need help." Time goes by. It's March. We notice that no one is working on this building. There are no trucks there, no one coming or going, no sign of anything happening. The flag is still flying at half-mast in honor of Jimmy Carter. 2 months previous, his funeral was 2 months previous. The flag is now in shreds. No one is going to this building. It has been abandoned. So we reach out to the press. What is going on? They reach out to our local representatives. Robert Ledbetter says, "Nothing to do with me, that's a federal issue." The only answer they got from Muser, our congressman, came from his press secretary saying that particular facility has not been targeted by DOJ for permanent closure. However, you'll notice he did not say anything about it reopening. There's no plan for that building whatsoever as far as we can tell. Lisa Dooley at Town Hall said that no one had applied for any sort of work permits on that building. You and I as taxpayers are still paying rent on that building, but nothing is happening there. No one is working there.
Waste, fraud, and abuse.
That's right.
Exactly. I spoke with someone today whose wife was a longtime employee of Social Security, and he assured me that what has happened in this area is that the Philadelphia and New York regions have now been combined with Boston, and that all of the people who were working in Bloomsburg have not been reassigned to the Boston region. So there is obviously no plan to reopen that building. Yes, you can call for help. Who knows how long you'll be on hold. Or you can go online and try to get the help you need. But put yourself in the position of an older person. I'm not quite old enough for Social Security. I'm on the brink. I'll be on it soon, I hope. But a few years ago, we moved my mother up to this area, and she needed help with her account. I was able to go to that Bloomsburg office and get her the help she needed. If I hadn't been around and that office wasn't open, she would have had to navigate the internet on her own at the age of 90. And she was pretty bright and pretty sharp, but it's not a pretty picture for a lot of seniors out there to be left to the devices of the internet. So please call your congresspeople, call all your representatives, and let them know that this is not okay, that our seniors deserve better, that we demand better. Thank you for listening. Have a great day.
All right, thank you, Jill. Thank you, Jill. Give it up for Jill one more time.
Thank you, Jill.
So when Jill says that flag was in tatters, she's not exaggerating, okay? That flag was frayed. It was flying at half-staff from something that had occurred months before, and that building was abandoned. What does that really mean? That means that families in that area were abandoned, right? That means that the workers who had kept that office open to help folks like Jill and her mom, those workers probably abandoned as well, right? And that's why we're here standing alongside AFGE members to say we're not going to stop fighting. We are going to protect our checks, and we're going to protect Social Security. So this matters to all of our communities, and we need to demand better from our federal elected officials who are not taking care of their constituents. I know lots of folks here are constituents of Representative or Congressman Rob Bresnahan. I know, I feel the same way. He just flies around in his secret undisclosed helicopter and says, screw the rest of you, right? Congressman Dan Muser is my representative, unfortunately. He is not any better. He is more tan. He is more tan than Bresnahan. But really, it's not good, y'all. So they are pushing to dismantle a system that provides this hard-earned, and to highlight what Sean said earlier, this isn't a handout, this is earned, right? Hard-earned source of income to many, while guess who pays less and less in taxes? All their billionaire buddies, right? All their corporate CEO friends who make big campaign contributions. Do we think that's fair? Should we be taxing the rich? Do they need to pay their fair share? Do we pay our fair share? The bare minimum they can do is pay their fair share and help safeguard these programs that the rest of us need.
But they pay 3%.
Yeah, okay. We are organizing today and every single day to protect what's ours, right? To protect what's ours. Again, not a handout. This is something that's earned. Rallies in communities all across the country today are sending the same message. We're not going to allow the Social Security to keep getting cut and for it to end. We're not going to allow that while billionaires are rewarded with actual handouts, right? Because the ones getting the handouts in this country is not any of us, it's those billionaires, right? So we need to force Congress to make billionaires pay their fair share. We demand that Congress protect our checks and our future, and the time to act is right now. So, I'm very excited now to introduce our final speaker, but I sure don't know where she is. She back there? Okay, hi. Okay, so I'm here to introduce our final speaker for today, Iris Rakowski, who is a retired Social Security worker and, it gets better, folks, a union advocate. Iris?
Thank you. So yes, I'm Iris Rakowski. Oh, I don't think the mic's on.
Yeah, it is.
Okay. I spent close to 30 years at Social Security. When my kids were young, they received benefits. I'm now retired, so I'm getting those benefits. I also spent 2 years as a national organizer for AFGE. Union women get shit done. And I'm going to continue to be an advocate and an activist because this is what we need to do. So when we were planning this, and I know we're losing people and it's hot, so I'm going to try to do this quickly. When we were planning this, we were trying to get somebody to come and speak, and I reached out to Congressman Larson. He is the ranking member of the Ways and Means Committee on Social Security, and he could not be here, but he gave me a statement. So I'm going to read this statement as quickly as I can. Dear supporters and advocates of Social Security, this past Thursday, August 14th, was the 90th anniversary of Social Security. 90 years ago, President FDR signed the program into law, providing tens of millions of working Americans an earned, guaranteed safety net every year. It lifts 22 million out of poverty, including nearly 1 million children, and its progressive benefit is especially important to women and people of color who often have lower lifetime earnings and savings. It is a sacred promise that if you pay into the system, your country will be there for you in your retirement, and that is what we have paid for. The creation of Social Security was a landmark moment for our country. Democrats built Social Security, protected Social Security, and will enhance Social Security. Throughout the years, I've worked with countless House Democrats to champion Social Security and show the American people that we are committed to protecting and enhancing their hard-earned benefits. During the last presidential campaign, Donald Trump campaigned on repealing taxes on Social Security benefits, allowing him to seize this issue. With the passage of the Republican budget, Republicans are pushing the false narrative that they have followed through on that promise. They are lying. Instead, they've given seniors a temporary standard deduction that not only woefully falls short of repealing taxes on Social Security, but worsens the solvency of the program, putting all American benefits at risk of automatic cuts. They are cutting health care and food assistance for Americans, all so they can hand the ultra-wealthy a permanent tax cut. They have attacked the agency that delivers the American people's hard-earned benefits, slashing thousands of staff at the Social Security Administration, cutting phone services, and raiding your confidential and private Social Security data. Donald Trump and Elon Musk have called Social Security a scam and a Ponzi scheme. And their Commerce Secretary said that if SSA didn't send out checks, his 94-year-old mother-in-law wouldn't call and complain because fraudsters always make the loudest noise. Yeah, right? Speaking to the choir. Their Treasury Secretary recently admitted the new Trump accounts created in the Republican budget are a backdoor to privatizing Social Security, which everybody here has already stated and which we already know. The privatization of Social Security is happening before our very eyes. Democrats are fighting back. We introduced bills to stop the administration from closing field offices and accessing your data. I know we have one closed. We have someone who's going to be working on that. We spoke out against the administration's plans to cut phone services and withhold seniors' entire checks in the event of an accidental no-fault overpayment. Together with members of the public, we forced the administration to backtrack from many of their plans that would only make it harder for seniors and disabled Americans to receive their benefits. We won't stop there. Under the leadership of Hakeem Jeffries, Democrats are committed to enhancing benefits across the board for the more than 50 years, and we will protect the American people's earned benefits and the agency charged with safeguarding those benefits against attacks from the Trump administration. Later this year, House Democrats will introduce a bill that accomplishes all these goals, and unlike the Republican budget, we will responsibly pay for our proposal by asking the wealthy to pay their fair share. It is my hope that you will join with us to champion this issue, to fight back against the administration's attacks, and to protect and strengthen Social Security. Together, we can fulfill our promise to the American people and protect this sacred promise between the people and their government. Thank you for your time and leadership. John B. Larson. So, as they propose these bills and these changes, we need you to make the phone calls, write the postcards every day, because there are more of us than them. We just got to get out and show them. Thank you.
All right, thank you, Iris. Let's hear it for Iris. Let's hear it again for all of the AFGE workers who are here today. Thank you. This fan just keeps coming back. I love it. So I want to thank all of our amazing speakers today for showing up here in what is roughly 1 million degree heat. 1 million, I think, is accurate. Yeah. I'm not a meteorologist, but I'm pretty sure it's 1 million degrees. When you all show up in heat like this, or in pouring down rain, which we've all done here together a few times, in the snow, in the freezing cold, it shows me that you care an awful lot about what is happening right now, right? You've been showing up, we've been showing up here in Wilkes-Barre, in Scranton, in Bloomsburg, all around the region to say that we know what's going on. We're not stupid, right? We know exactly what's going on. Everyone on Social Security deserves better than the treatment that they're getting right now, and everybody who works for the Social Security Administration deserves better than the treatment they're getting right now, too. So are we going to keep fighting for all of those things? It is time. It's past time for this Congress to protect our checks and to save Social Security. But they're not doing that. They're giving billionaires a tax break. Because the same billionaires who don't want us to have affordable health care, food on our tables, affordable housing, good public schools for our kids and our grandkids, or any protections for marginalized groups of folks that are under attack in this country every single day, those same billionaires are the ones who are working to privatize and take away Social Security. We call BS on that. Hands off Social Security. Hands off Social Security. Hands off Social Security. Hands off Social Security. Protect our checks. Protect our checks. Protect our checks. Protect our checks. All right, we're going to keep fighting. We're going to keep fighting those same billionaires for our checks, our financial security and stability, our communities and our neighbors' financial security and stability, and all of our futures. The futures of every single person who's here today, of all of our families, our kids, our grandkids, and everybody in this country. And we're not about to stop fighting, are we? No! All right. We're not backing down. This organization that I represent, and so many others across the country, are showing up every single day. So we're not likely to back down today, are we? No! We're not backing down. We're not backing down on this issue because when President Franklin Roosevelt signed the Social Security Act in 1935, He called Social Security a cornerstone in a structure which is being built, but is by no means complete. So what does that mean? That means we need to be doing more to provide a safety net for folks who are struggling, more to provide a little bit of financial security for folks who need help. We need to provide as much as possible for folks who in this country have traditionally been put down, set aside, and treated as less than. We need to do more for all of them, not less, right? All right, so are we going to fight to defend all of those programs? Yes. We're going to fight to defend Medicaid? Yes. We're going to fight to defend Medicare? Yes. We're going to fight to defend SNAP? Yes. Are we going to fight to protect our checks? Yes. Are we going to fight to protect our unions? Yes. Are we going to fight to protect Social Security? Yes. We have to fight to defend it because Social Security has been around for 90 years. We need to not only get it to 91 years, right? But we needed to get to 100 years and beyond for all of our communities, our neighbors, and our families. Make some noise for that if you're on board. I want to, just before we wrap up, and then I'm going to let everybody go, we'll remind everybody that we've got some water over there. Please, try to stay cool. We're going to wrap up now. I want to thank our amazing partners who made this event happen. Thank you to Affordable Pennsylvania. Thank you to the Pennsylvania Policy Center and Pennsylvanians Together, For Our Future Pennsylvania, ACLU of PA, and all of my amazing colleagues with Action Together. I want to thank our elected officials who are behind me. Thank you again to Representative Bridget Kozarowski for speaking. Thank you to Jessica LaPointe, to Sean Riley, to Jill Carlson, and to Iris Rakowski. And I want to thank all of you for being here because it takes, it takes all of us working together. So, real quick, because we're talking about unions, in just a couple weeks, the 4th annual NEPAQ is going to be happening right across the bridge. I'm like, where am I? We're over there. No, that's not right. Right across the bridge in Kirby Park. The NEPAQ is an amazing event. It is a celebration of community, of organized labor, so unions represent, and of workers in Northeast PA. Does that sound like a fun time? So that's Sunday, August 31st. August 31st, happening in Kirby Park, 12 to 4. We have free food, live music, and just a day of fun and games and all kinds of fun stuff. So don't miss that. 6 days after that, because we don't know how to go slow. Right here, folks, right here, Public Square, there's going to be a free community concert. Some of you may have heard that a community concert was canceled earlier by some folks, shall remain nameless. We are hosting Adam Weiner from Low Cut Connie right here in Public Square. It's going to be a free community concert Saturday, September 6th. You do not want to miss it. It's going to be happening right here. So that's going to be happening. Immediately after this today, Jimmy Conroy, raise your hand. Where's Jimmy Conroy? Jimmy Conroy went back to the office. Somebody else who works for Action Together, raise your hand. Over there. If you want to canvas with Action Together NEPA, which of course you do, because we're the coolest canvas team around, you're going to go see some of those dudes over there. Sierra's there too. Sierra's not a dude, but that's okay. You can see Sierra. Talk to them because we need to be out talking to our friends and our neighbors in our communities every day. And for those of you who don't know, we show up conveniently outside of Senator Dave McCormick's office in Scranton every Monday at 2 p.m. to make some noise. And sometimes we go visit the office of one Congressman Rob Bresnahan, which is conveniently located right around the corner. So feel free to join us. If you're in Congressman Muser's district, stay tuned because we're going to announce very soon, sneak peek, Friday, September 12th is going to be the first day that we're also doing that with Congressman Dan Muser at Williamsport. So that's what's coming up with Action Together. Stay cool, everybody. Thank you so much. I want to thank DJ Ghost, who's behind me, who's going to kick some more music off. And thank you all for being here.
It is my honor to introduce Evelyn De Jesus.
Good afternoon, everyone. How we doing? Now, I want to send that chance that my brother said. Show me what democracy looks like.
This is what democracy looks like.
Show me what democracy looks like.
This is what democracy looks like.
And that's what we got to keep on doing day after day. This is not an entitlement. This is a benefit that we put into. And let me tell you something. I have your backs. I'm always off script, so let me just go back to my script. I'm sorry. I get very passionate about this. I'm a fighter, and we're going to win this fight. Are you with me?
Yes.
Okay, so thank you, Debbie and Jennifer. First of all, Josh and Merck for inviting me. I'm honored and I'm privileged to be here. And all of you here today, that you're here because this is important. This is about who we are as Americans, how we have worked hard for this, and we deserve this. This is nothing given to us. This is not a handout. So let's be clear when people say, oh, you said, I paid for this. Every paycheck for 30 years. And now I reap from what I've sown. So most of you are here today. I want to thank you enough to come out and stand up for our beloved country on this hot Saturday in August. Together with President Randy Weingarten and Secretary Treasurer Fed Ingram, and along with Jennifer and Debbie, I represent 1.8 million members of the AFT. You hear me? 1.8 million who want you to know that today all of us stand with you folks. And the one New York Jersey 7, we're here with you guys. You're not alone in this fight. Do you hear me? Don't go home and say, oh my God, we can never win this. They're going to hear our voices. If you've ever fought, this is when you fight. I don't care if you pick up a phone and you call somebody when they call you to, canvass, you volunteer. If you could do copies, you do copies. If you got to do sandwiches, you do sandwiches. We're here to serve. Because if we don't serve the people to get them out, we will not have what we have now. Things that we have fought for. So I really need to tell you, everyone, this is serious business. This is serious, and people don't understand. And people don't, oh, he will never do that. He will never do that. Project 2025, 38% has already been put out. And we're only how many months? How many months? 8 months. Too many. That's right, too many. So, today, as you know, should be a celebration. A great big birthday party for one of the greatest achievements of American democracy. Social Security. 90 years of guarantee of secure retirement for Americans that pay their entire working lives into Social Security. We should be celebrating the newest addition to Social Security, which is the Social Security Fairness Act, getting rid of WEP and GPO for millions of workers, including teachers, firefighters, and civil service employees. People used to say that Social Security was the third rail of American politics, and it should be. Here's what Frances Perkins, the mother of Social Security Act, said in 1962. Social Security is so firmly embedded in the American psychology today that no politician, no political party, no political group could possibly destroy this act and still maintain our democratic system. Instead, we are facing a 5-alarm fire from sea to shining sea, because this administration has taken a wrecking ball to the government, to our democratic system. And your representative, Tom Keene Jr., voted for the meanest, ugliest, cruelest budget in modern American history. They have shame. They have savage Medicaid, stolen food assistance from poor children, laid the groundwork to slash Medicare, and attacked Social Security by firing staff and closing offices. We need everyone's help, you, me, together, beginning right here in New Jersey, to put out this fire and save Social Security, save Medicare, and save Medicaid. You begin, by electing Mikey Sherrill, the next governor of this great state, in November. You first elected her to Congress in the great big wave of 2018. And now it's time to lift her up to the governor's mansion. Okay, so hear me loud, and hear me proud. Canvassing starts in a few weeks. Do you hear me?
Yes!
Please catch the blue wave of 2025. And in 2026, send another blue wave crashing over Tom Keene Jr. to a political retirement he so richly deserves. And then maybe, just maybe, we can celebrate what Frances Perkins said at the end of her speech. Social Security is safe. It is safe forever and for the everlasting benefit of the people of these United States of America. Yeah. Because when we fight, we win. When we fight, we win. When we fight, we win. Let's fight this and let's win it. Thank you.